Good morning and welcome. My name is Susan Carlson, UISD Executive Director for Public Relations. We thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us to welcome Congressman Henry Cuellar, who is here to announce the awarding of over $3 million to UISD for the 2024-2025 21st Century Community Learning Center program, Texas After School Centers on Education, also known as Texas ACE. This program provides after-school instruction to high-poverty schools and helps students meet state and local standards in core academic subjects such as reading and math. Well, at this time, I would like to introduce our esteemed guests. We have with us here today our board member, Mr. Gilbert Aguilar, Jr. Thank you for joining us. Our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Cruz. Members of our management team, please stand and be recognized. Our many federal programs employees, thank you for joining us. We also have representing the Sheriff's Department, Captain Alex Garcia. Thank you for joining us. And now I would like to introduce Congressman Cuellar to talk about this wonderful funding that we're receiving.
Thank you so much, Susan. Thank you. Thank you. Susan, thank you so much, and it's always a pleasure seeing you. And I see you, Brenda is back from El Paso, just down the river, back to Laredo again. Dr. Cruz, again, to you and your management team, thank you for all the work that you all do. Congratulations. One of the highest performing schools. I know we're just talking about Blue Ribbon. You'll be up there on the week of the 7th. So, again, congratulations on that. And we'll work with you on setting up a couple tours up there. Gilbert, again, to the school board trustees, congratulations, Mr. Aguilar, for all the work that you all do, because you all do provide the vision to the schools. Look, federal funding, I used to chair the budget for public and higher education. Those were different days where 75% of all the monies would go into public education and higher education. I know it's a little different in Austin now. There's fights on school vouchers, there's fights on other things, withholding dollars up there. But either way, you still are doing well, because as you know, school funding will come from the state, from the local taxpayers, and the federal level. I know I've been with you, Dr. Cruz. As you know, there's different areas where the federal government comes in, and that is Title I funding, which is important to make sure, and the schools here in our area get those funding from Title I. IDEA is one that's very important to me also, that we put money in. When you have kids that have special needs, we need to focus on those young ones that need that help. So therefore, this IDEA funding, Title I funding is important. We were recently at a school, as you remember, Doctor, for USDA funding. USDA funding is the school lunches in the morning, breakfasts, lunch, and after school also, the snacks that are provided, which ties into why we're here, because the ACE program, our federal dollars go to the state and then, of course, down to you all. This is another one I support. In fact, I'm one of the members of what we call the caucus, the after-school caucus, which are members that believe in trying to find ways that we can provide funding for the children and the young students that need help. As you know, things have changed a lot. We were just talking about it just a few minutes ago. When I was growing up, I would go to school, then get home. Mom was there. I could smell the smell of the tortillas, the butter, the frijoles coming in. Mom will be here. Dad will be working. Our society has changed where sometimes kids are with grandparents. Sometimes both parents work. So the society and the family structure have changed. We still have the traditional structure, but it has changed to a bit. This is why this after school becomes a win-win situation for everybody. And if you would allow me, I'll go down the list. And again, you know what it does. It does academic support. It does college and career readiness, which is important because we got to start teaching the young ones from a young age to start thinking about college. And it's nothing that you do the last semester when you're a senior. You start doing that when you're young. Enrichment opportunities are really important. I've seen different examples on enrichments from robotics to cooking to so many other things. So it's not only the academic part of it, but it's also the enrichment part that is important for the young ones to get that development itself also. Healthy lifestyles promotion is important. Making sure that they know what they're eating affects them for the rest of their lives. Life skills and personal development. Sometimes, if that is not taught at home, unfortunately now teachers have a very multifaceted role that they play. So that is important. Of course, family and community engagements. You got to get the families engaged. I don't know if you do that here, and I'll ask the question, and then you can answer this. But I know in other places they use some of these dollars for the parents also. What they do for the parents, do y'all do that? Okay, good. Yeah, I know that next door, Jim Hogg in those areas, they use it where they train the parents to draw blood, so they get a training, they get certified, then they can get an extra job skill itself. So again, these dollars are flexible for y'all to use that. So it's up to y'all to look at that. The ACE program, again, activities like I mentioned, STEM activities, lives, dance, arts, robotics, garden nutrition, leadership, financial literacy, all that. It's up to you all to decide how to use that. I believe overall UISD has about 1,500 students across 18 campuses that are participating in this ACE program. And again, it provides an opportunities for families to get involved. It's a win-win situation, not only for the students, because the students will get the after school. If they're getting behind in something, they'll get that tutoring, number one. And then the enrichment part of it is also good for the students. So one, it's good for the student for learning in so many ways, number one. It's good for the school also because, again, you want to make sure you get well-rounded students when they graduate. The enrichment part is important, but if there are some kids that need a little help, and as you know, the testing, not the federal government, the state level, if there's testing, then you want to make sure that they do better in their classes. So it's a win situation for the student. It's a win situation for the school, but it's also a win situation for the family also. Daycare, parents save a little bit of money. You're not daycare, but you know what I mean. They don't have to do that. They don't have to leave the child alone at home if both parents happen to be working. And idle hands are not good. So you want to make sure that the students have something to do. So it becomes a win-win situation for the family, for the school, but most importantly to the student itself. So this is why these are programs in the appropriations that I support: Title I funding, IDEA, and USDA, which has been so important because sometimes that's the best meal those kids are going to get, and of course. The ACE is very important, and the reason I joined this after-school caucus, we have a different caucus, but this is one of the important one, is because it's important not only to focus while they're in school, but what do they do afterwards. So with that, I just want to say to the school board members, Mr. Aguilar, and to the administrators, Dr. Cruz, and then to all of y'all, it's a win-win situation for everybody. Now, it depends on the area. Sometimes you're just a federal employee, but in some areas it becomes extra pay for teachers also, and that also becomes another way that we can help the teacher take a little bit money home on that. So with that, just want to say thank you and congratulations for the wonderful work that you do, and we look forward to seeing you up there in D.C., and congratulations on your Blue Ribbon Awards on that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Congressman Cuellar. At this time, it gives me pleasure to introduce our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Cruz.
Well, good morning, UIC. It is always a good day when we have additional funding, over $3 million. I've had the pleasure of visiting several schools, and one time it was an after-school program, and I walked into the ACE program. At this time, if you were involved in ACE, I'm sure all of you coordinated today, which is good. All these individuals who are wearing maroon, if you can stand and be recognized, please. Thank you for your commitment. You know, without you, many of the programs that we have here at UIC could not take fruition if we did not have the committed staff, US site or organizers and site coordinators, making sure that our students remain engaged. And it's the kinds of activities that we need to continue. You know, from 8 to 4, or 8 to 3 rather, all of our students are their academics, reading, math, science, you know, all the most important things that need to happen, because a lot of it is based on accountability, a lot of it is compliance. But it's the after-school programs where we pique the interest of our students, and that's the driving force that makes our students want to come to school, because they know, hey, I'm going to be in this part of this after-school program, and I'm going to do STEM, or I'm going to do robotics, or I'm going to do something fun. It keeps our students engaged. But at the same time, students may not know, hey, they're actually learning. They're making connections to the classroom, what is happening. And we're also placing less of a burden on many of our families. As we know, this grant is specifically for high need, high poverty areas. And I'm sure our parents definitely want this to happen, which is also part of reinforcing what's happening in the classroom. As we know, many of our parents do not have the educational background, and this helps them making sure that their students complete their homework as well as remain engaged. Also gives them a safe learning opportunities. So thank you, federal programs, under the leadership of Ms. Ramirez, also the leadership of Ms. Morales, for putting this grant into place. It's over 4 years in the making, but definitely it's something that we want to continue. Also to our parents, this also helps our parents with learning skills, parents learning to be better parents, which is good. As we know, we live in a day-age of social media. Many of our parents, see things or they hear things, and these kinds of activities help our parents to become better, which makes us all part of the winning team here at United. So thank you very much, and thank you, Mr. Quad, for your appropriations and the influence that you have in Congress, and make sure that all of the money comes to UISD. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Cruz. Well, this concludes our press conference. I'd like to give the media the opportunity to get some pictures. We'll move the podium out of the way, and I invite Congressman Cuellar and our administrators to step forward, and we'll get pictures and interviews. And please enjoy some refreshments before you leave today. Thank you.